Future Sustainable Communities by
Ashley Carlson,
Eudy,
Natalie Fielding,
and Hasti Ghadiri-Rad. Pictures of our future sustainable home.
We're doing this project to attract the eyes of the Amazon headquarters. Design and sustainable buildings. Nowadays, people look for sustainable home features. What better way to find sustainable features than to think outside the box? Things to look forward to in the future, such as house up, air sealing that prevents air from leaking through the house. Your location. You want your location to be where there's multiple resources. Recycled materials. We would use recycled materials such as recycled bottles, recycled glass, and gray brick. We would collect rainwater, which would turn into solar hot water. We want to build to last. It's important to have a structure that will stay up and be in a safe environment.
energy use. Floor plan selection. By reducing the amount of wall area, you decrease the amount of inside space in contact within the walls. This minimizes the loss of heat and makes the home easier to heat. We used gray bricks on the interior to work as thermal mass. Thermal mass in your home moderates the indoor temperature during winter and summer. We use solar panels for the electricity throughout the house. We have all LED lights, which conserves energy. The plants in the greenhouse get their light from the sun. We use smart grids to improve the electricity supply chain that runs from a major power plant all the way inside your home.
Water use, collection, and reuse. There will be a bin on the roof of our house that will catch water when it's raining outside. The rainwater will then be filtered and we can use that for our household needs, or for ourselves. This idea will be sustainable because it will be using less water and the rainwater does not contain high levels of chemicals. Energy costs that are associated with the treatment of potable water will be reduced with the usage of rainwater. Collecting rainwater will eventually reduce the amount of runoff that could drain into stormwater flows and can lessen soil erosion. Also reducing the amount of plastics used when making bottled waters. To heat water in our house, we will use a solar water pump. Instead of making heat, this device will take heat from one place and move it to the next, which will be much more efficient than electric water heaters or other ways used to heat water. There will be solar panels that will absorb sunlight and will be used to heat the water. This will be much more cost efficient than your conventional heater.
Waste, composting, and recycling. We are using composting toilets in our sustainable home. Composting toilets use the natural process of decomposition and evaporation to recycle human waste. Waste entering the toilet is over 90% water, which is evaporated and carried back to the atmosphere through the vent system. Toilet waste breaks down, dries, and shrinks. Within 6 months, it's composted manure used to fertilize the garden. Using composting toilets will produce fertilizer and save tons of water. According to the Water Corporation, the average person flushes 10,000 liters of water down the toilet every year. The greenhouse is made of recycled glass from bottles. We have recycling bins all throughout our home. All of our gray bricks are used to build our sustainable home, are formed from aged decay homes and are being reused. There are trash chutes throughout the home that go straight into the garbage can.
Food production. Our sustainable house has a greenhouse on the rooftop that uses almost no soil and 95% less water. The crops grow with aeroponic technology. They're stacked in the indoor vertical farm, and there's rows and rows of special LED lighting used instead of the sun. They are grown in reusable cloth made from recycled plastics instead of soil. They have a root mixing system where into the root structure of the crop. This way the roots have better oxygenation. This uses 95% less water than a regular field farm. There is no pesticides or herbicides used. We use our own fertilizer to grow our food. They can be grown all year round, but with a much smaller impact on the environment. These vertical farms are sustainable because larger versions of these could feed overpopulated cities while using less water and land. It would cut the greenhouse gases too, by not needing to transport food over long distances.
Air quality and safety. Reduce vulnerability to disaster. We have an air filtration system called the Zender Energy Recovery Ventilator, which brings fresh outdoor air in and filters out everything we don't want. This means it also filters out pollen and allergens, which has a great benefit for allergy sufferers. All the beds in our home are earthquake-proof beds. In case of an earthquake, this bed will collapse and you'll fall inside the bed, which is lined with metal. The inside of the bed will already be equipped with water and food that will last you 5 days. We will use a device called a flood sensor that will detect leaking or flooding and let you know where the water is and when it is coming.